Miho stepped off the transport shuttle and felt his stomach drop. The Galactic Collegiate Institute stretched out before him, like a crystal palace floating in space. Bright lights moved everywhere. Strange sounds filled the air. He had never seen anything like this place. His hands shook as he held his single bag. Earth Command had chosen him for this program, but now he wondered if they had made a mistake. He was just a biology student from Seoul. Nothing special about him at all. First time off planet? Asked a voice behind him. Miho turned around and jumped back. A tall creature, made of what looked like living glass, stood there. Colors flowed through its body like water. It had no face that Miho could see, but somehow he knew it was looking at him. "I am Kalu," the creature said. Light patterns flashed across its surface. "I will be your guide today. You are the human, yes?" "Yes," Miho said quietly. "I am Miho Kim." "Kim Minho," Kalu repeated, getting the name wrong. "Very good. Follow me. Try not to stare at the other students too much. They will think you are rude." As they walked through the halls, Miho could not help but stare. A group of spider-like beings scuttled past on 6 legs. Their eyes were everywhere on their bodies. One of them looked at Miho and made a clicking sound. "Those are Nexari," Kalu explained. "They are very smart, much smarter than most species. They can think with all their brains at once." "All their brains?" Miho asked. "Each leg has a brain. 6 legs, 6 brains. Very useful for studying." Kalu's body flashed with what might have been amusement. "Humans only have 1 brain, correct?" "Yes, just 1. They passed a group of floating beings that looked like colored smoke trapped in clear suits. The suits had mechanical arms and legs attached to them. One of the beings noticed Miho watching and waved with a metal hand. "Vortani," Kalu said. "They are gas beings. Without those suits, they would spread out and die. Very fragile species. They must be very careful about everything." The dormitory hall was huge. Doors lined both sides, each marked with strange symbols that Miho could not read. Kalu stopped at one door and placed what looked like a hand against it. The door opened. "This is your room," Kalu said. "You will share it with another student. He should arrive soon." The room was simple but clean. 2 beds, 2 desks, a window that showed the stars outside. Miho put his bag on one of the beds and sat down. The bed was too soft. Everything felt wrong. "Are you well?" Kalu asked. "Your face has changed color." "I am fine," Miho lied. "Just tired." "The other students are curious about you," Kalu said. "Humans are new to us. We have only heard stories. Some say humans come from a very dangerous world. Others say this cannot be true because you look so weak." "Weak?" Miho looked at his own arms. He had never thought himself as weak, but compared to the creatures he had seen, maybe he was. "Do not worry," Kalu said quickly. "I did not mean to hurt your feelings. It is just that most species need special equipment to survive. You appear to need nothing at all. This is unusual." Before Miho could ask what that meant, the door opened again. Another creature walked in. This one looked like a mix between a bird and a lizard. It had feathers that changed colors and a long tail that moved back and forth. "Hello," the creature said in a musical voice. "I am Yeth. You must be the human." "I am Miho," he said, standing up. "Excellent." Yeth's feathers turned bright yellow. "I have never met a human before. I have so many questions. Is it true that you live on a world with no atmosphere controls?" "Atmosphere controls?" Miho looked confused. "You know," Yeth said, sitting on the other bed, "the machines that keep the air safe to breathe, the filters that remove the dangerous gases, the systems that control temperature and pressure. We do not have those," Miho said slowly. "We just breathe the air." Yeth's feathers turned purple. Kalu's body flashed rapidly with different colors. "You breathe wild air?" Kalu asked. "Air that has not been cleaned or filtered?" "Yes, everyone does." The 2 aliens looked at each other. Miho could not read their expressions, but something felt strange about their reaction. "How interesting," Yeth said finally. "Tomorrow you will start classes. I think Professor Herrick's will want to meet you very much. She loves to study unusual species. Unusual? Miho asked. Do not worry about it now, Kalu said. Rest tonight. Tomorrow you will understand more about life in the galaxy, and we will understand more about humans. After his new friends left, Miho sat alone in his room. Through the window, he could see Earth in the distance. It looked so small and blue, so normal. He wondered what made these aliens think humans were unusual. Back home, he was just another student. Nothing special at all. He had no idea that tomorrow would change everything. 3 days later, Miho sat in Professor Herrick's xenobiology class. The classroom was huge and round. Students of all different species sat in circles around the center. Professor Herrick's was a tall, thin creature with 4 arms and skin that looked like metal. Today we continue our presentations about homeworlds, Professor Herrick's announced. Her voice echoed in the room. Each species will tell us about their planet and how they survive there. This helps us understand life in the galaxy. Miho watched as different students gave their talks. Kalu went first. His glass body showed pictures of his homeworld as he spoke. My people live in crystal cities, Kalu said. We must stay inside special buildings. Our sun is very dangerous. Even small amounts of light from it can crack our bodies. We have machines that make safe light for us to use. Next was Yef. His feathers turned different colors as he spoke. Our world has 3 suns, Yef explained. The air changes temperature every few hours. We live in underground cities where machines keep the air the same temperature always. If we go outside, we must wear special suits that protect us from the changing air. A Nexary student spoke next. All 6 of his legs moved as it talked. Our planet has very weak gravity. It clicked. We must exercise every day to keep our muscles strong. The air is very thin. We need masks to get enough oxygen. The ground is covered in acid pools. We can only walk on special paths that our ancestors built. One by one, each species described worlds that seemed impossible to live on. They all needed machines, special suits, underground cities, or artificial environments to survive. Miho began to feel nervous about his own presentation. Now we will hear from our newest student, Professor Herrick said. Miho, please tell us about Earth. Miho walked to the center of the room. His hands shook as he turned on a holographic display. Earth appeared in front of everyone, a blue and green ball covered in white clouds. This is my home, Miho said quietly. It is called Earth. He clicked to the next image. It showed him standing in his family's backyard in Seoul. Every morning, I wake up and open my window, Miho said. Then I breathe the air outside. Our air is 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. We breathe this air all day, every day. The classroom became very quiet. Miho looked around and saw that many students had stopped moving. Some were staring at him with wide eyes. We do not need machines to clean our air, Miho continued. We just breathe it the way it is. A Vortani student in the back made a gasping sound. Its mechanical suit began flashing red warning lights. Our sun shines on us every day, Miho said, showing a picture of people walking outside in sunlight. We go outside without any protection. Some people even lie in the sun because they like how it feels. We call this sunbathing. Professor Herrick's 4 arms stopped moving completely. Her metal skin began to change colors. The sun gives us warmth and light, Miho explained. Plants use the sunlight to grow. We eat these plants. He showed pictures of fruits and vegetables growing in gardens. These plants grow in dirt, Miho said. Just regular dirt from the ground. We put seeds in the dirt and they grow into food. Then we eat them. Sometimes we eat them without cooking them first. A Nexary student fell off its chair. All 6 of its legs twitched. We also have water everywhere, Miho continued. He showed pictures of oceans, rivers, and lakes. Most of our planet is covered in water. We drink this water. We swim in it. We play in it. The classroom was now completely silent. Even Professor Herrick's was not moving. Sometimes it rains, Miho said, showing a video of people walking in the rain. Water falls in the sky. We just get wet. Some people like to play in the rain. He showed more pictures of Earth, people hiking in mountains, children playing in grass, families having picnics outside. We live right on the surface of our planet, Miho explained. We do not need underground cities or special suits. We just live outside. A Vortani student's suit began making loud beeping sounds. 2 other students had to help it to the door. Our planet has storms sometimes, Miho said. Wind and rain and lightning. Most people just go inside their houses and wait for the storm to end. After the storm, we go outside again. He clicked to his final image, a picture of Earth from space. This is my home, Miho said again. It is where all humans live. We have lived there for thousands of years. Miho turned off the display and walked back to his seat. The entire classroom remained silent. Everyone was staring at him. Finally, Professor Herrick spoke. Her voice was very quiet. Class is dismissed, she said. We will continue tomorrow. As students began to leave, Miho heard them whispering to each other in their own languages. Many of them looked at him as they walked past. Their faces showed fear and amazement. Yef waited for Miho by the door. His feathers were white, a color Miho had never seen before. Miho, Yef said slowly, I think you should know something. What you just described, most of us would die on your planet in less than 1 minute. That evening, Miho sat in his room eating dinner. The food came from machines and tasted like nothing. He missed his mother's cooking. He missed rice and kimchi and soup that actually had flavor. Yef was at his desk, typing rapidly on his computer. His feathers kept changing from yellow to red to purple. He had been working for 2 hours without stopping. What are you doing? Miho asked. I am writing to my professor back home. Yef said without looking up. She studies dangerous planets. I am telling her about your presentation today. Dangerous planets? Yef stopped typing and turned around. His feathers were now dark blue. Miho, Yef said carefully, has anyone ever told you what kind of planet Earth is? What do you mean? In galactic science, we have different types of planets. Class A planets are very safe. Class B planets need some protection. Class C planets are harder to live on. Yef paused. Your planet is Class X. What does that mean? Class X means Death World, Yef said quietly. It means a planet so dangerous that most species cannot survive there at all. We thought no intelligent life could evolve on a Class X planet. Miho stared at his roommate. But Earth is not dangerous. It is just normal. Normal for you, Yef said. Not normal for anyone else. Before Miho could ask more questions, his computer began beeping. Messages were coming in very fast. Dozens of them. Someone has shared your presentation video, Yef said, looking at his own computer. It is spreading through the student network very quickly. Miho opened his messages. They were from students all over the station. Most were written in languages he could not read, but his computer translated them. Is this real? Wrote a student from the engineering department. How are you alive? Asked someone from the medical school. Please tell me this is a joke, wrote another student. More messages kept coming. Hundreds of them. Students were sharing the video with friends on other stations. Professor Herrick had sent the recording to other professors across the galaxy. Look at this, Yef said, showing Miho his screen. My professor wrote back already. She wants to talk to you immediately. On Yeth's computer was a video call from his home planet. An old bird-like creature appeared on the screen. Her feathers were white, and she had kind eyes. Professor Zilf, Yef said, this is Miho, the human I told you about. Young human, Professor Zilf said in a shaking voice. I have studied dangerous planets for 60 years. I must ask you something very important. In your presentation, you said humans drink unfiltered water. Is this true? Yes, Miho said. We drink water from rivers and lakes. Some people have machines to clean it, but many people drink it straight from the ground. Professor Zilta's feathers turned completely white. And you said you breathe unfiltered air? Yes, all the time. And you eat plants that grow in unprocessed soil? Yes. Vegetables and fruits grow in regular dirt. Professor Zilf was quiet for a long moment. Then she spoke very slowly. Young human, What you are describing is impossible. No known species could do these things and survive. The toxins alone would kill most of us within minutes. Toxins? Miho asked. The poisons in natural air, water, and soil, she explained. All planets have them. That is why we need machines to clean everything before we can use it. Miho's computer beeped again. This time it was a video call from someone he did not know. The face on the screen looked like a mix between a fish and an octopus. Are you the human? The creature asked immediately. Yes, I am Miho. I am Dr. Claxus from the Galactic Health Institute. I have just seen your presentation. I need to ask you about your immune system. My what? The part of your body that fights diseases. How often do you get sick? Miho thought about it. Maybe once or twice a year. Usually just small colds. Dr. Claxus's tentacles began moving very fast. Once or twice a year. Living on an unfiltered planet. Is that unusual? Most species get sick every few days without proper medical support. Dr. Claxus said, we need constant medicine to stay healthy. How is this possible for you? Before Miho could answer, another call came in. Then another. His computer screen filled with faces of different alien species. They were all asking questions about Earth and humans. How hot does your sun get? What do you do when it rains acid? How do you survive the radiation? Wait, Miho said, confused. Our rain is just water. And what radiation? The aliens all began talking at once. Miho could not understand what they were saying. Yef turned off the computer. That is enough for tonight, he said. Miho, I think you need to understand something. By tomorrow morning, everyone in the galaxy will know about humans. Why? What did I say wrong? You did not say anything wrong, Yef said gently. You just told the truth about your planet. And your truth is going to change how the galaxy sees your species forever. That night, Miho could not sleep. Outside his window, Earth looked the same as always. Small, blue, and peaceful. He had no idea that across the galaxy, scientists were calling emergency meetings to discuss the impossible species that lived on the death world called Earth. 1 week later, Miho was called to Professor Herrick's office. When he arrived, he found 5 alien scientists waiting for him. They all looked very serious. Miho, Professor Herrick said, these scientists have come from across the galaxy to meet you. They want to test some things about humans. A tall, thin alien with 6 arms stepped forward. I am Dr. Vexera from the Galactic Science Council. We have been studying the video of your presentation. Many of us think it cannot be true. What cannot be true? Miho asked. That any species could survive the conditions you described, said another scientist. This one looked like a walking tree with eyes. We believe there's been some mistake. No mistake, Miho said quietly. I only told the truth about Earth. Then you will not mind some simple tests? Dr. Vexera asked. Nothing will hurt you. We just want to understand. Miho nodded. He was curious, too. They took him to a medical lab in the station. The room was full of strange machines and computers. Dr. Vexera attached small devices to Miho's arms and chest. First, we will test your breathing, she explained. We are going to change the air in this room slowly. Tell us if you feel sick. Okay, Miho said. Dr. Vexera pressed some buttons. The air in the room began to change. The other scientists watched their computers carefully. The oxygen level is now at 25%, Dr. Vexera announced. Most species will be unconscious by now. Miho felt fine. Should I feel something? The scientists looked at each other with surprise. Increase to 30%, said the tree-like scientist. 30% oxygen would kill my people in seconds, whispered another scientist. Miho still felt normal. He was getting a little bored. After an hour of testing different air mixtures, the scientists stopped. They all looked shocked. Impossible, Dr. Vexera said, staring at her computer. Your body processes toxins that would kill most species instantly. What toxins? Miho asked. The natural chemicals in unfiltered air, she explained. Your liver removes them automatically. Our species need machines to do this. Next, they tested his skin. They shined different types of light on him, the same light that came from stars. This light would burn through most alien skin in seconds, Dr. Vexera said as she increased the intensity. It should be hurting you now. Miho looked at his arm under the light. It feels warm, like sunlight at home. Sunlight. The tree scientist's branches began shaking. You let star radiation touch your skin directly? Every day, Miho said. People lie in the sun for fun. All the scientists started talking at once in their own languages. They sounded excited and scared. Next test, Dr. Vexera said. We will test your physical strength. They put Miho on a machine that looked like a chair. We are going to increase the gravity slowly, she explained. When it becomes too much, just tell us to stop. Gravity, the force that pulls you down, the tree scientist said. Most species can only handle very light gravity. Too much will crush our bodies. They started the machine. Miho felt heavier, like someone was pushing down on him. But it was not too bad. We are now at 2G, Dr. Vexera announced. This would break most of our bones. It feels like carrying a heavy backpack, Miho said. They increased it more. 3G, 4G, 5G. Miho was breathing harder, but he was okay. Stop, shouted one of the scientists. This is dangerous. No species can survive 5G. But Miho was still conscious. His heart was beating fast, but he was alive. What is the gravity on Earth? Dr. Vexera asked, turning off the machine. I do not know the number, Miho said. Just normal gravity. Dr. Vexera checked her computer. Her 6 arms began shaking. Earth's gravity is 1G, she said quietly. Most inhabited planets have 0.3G or less. You live under gravity that would crush most of us. The final test was about food. They gave Miho different substances to taste. Some were plants from other worlds. Others were chemicals. This one is toxic to 90% of known species, Dr. Vexera said, giving him a small green cube. Miho ate it. It tasted like grass. Not very good, he said. The scientists stared at him. One of them fell over. Your digestive system, Dr. Vexera said slowly, can process things that would kill most of us. How is this possible? I do not know, Miho said honestly. Humans just eat food. We have always done this. After 6 hours of testing, the scientists sat around a table to discuss their results. Miho waited outside the room. He could hear them talking loudly through the door. Finally, Dr. Vexera came out. She looked tired and confused. Miho, she said, we need to call the Galactic Council immediately. What we have learned today will change everything. What did you learn? That humans are not just another species, she said. You are survival specialists. Your bodies can do things that most species need advanced technology to do. You are living proof that life can adapt to anything. She paused and looked at him carefully. Your species may be the most powerful survivors in the galaxy, and until today, none of us knew you existed. 2 months later, everything had changed for Miho. He sat in the same classroom where he had given his presentation, but now it was full of important people from across the galaxy. News reporters with strange cameras pointed at him. Scientists took notes on their computers. Even some government officials had come to see him. Today we announce a new partnership, said Chancellor Vorth, the head of the Galactic Council. She was a large, purple creature with tentacles instead of arms. Humans will join our galaxy exploration teams. They will help us visit planets that we cannot survive on. Miho still could not believe this was happening. Just 2 months ago, he was a normal student worried about his grades. Now, the whole galaxy was talking about humans. After the ceremony, Dr. Vexera found him in the hallway. Miho, I have news from Earth, she said. The Galactic Council has contacted your government. They want to hire human explorers immediately. Hire them for what? To explore dangerous planets, she explained. There are thousands of worlds that we know about but cannot visit. Too much radiation, poisonous air, extreme gravity. Perfect for humans. She showed him pictures on her tablet. Beautiful worlds with purple skies and golden mountains. Planets covered in crystal forests. Worlds with 2 suns and silver oceans. We have been dreaming of visiting these places for centuries. Dr. Vexera said. But they would kill us in minutes. For humans, they might be like vacation spots. A week later, Miho's friend Jamin arrived at the station. He was another student from Earth, chosen to be the second human exchange student. Jamin was excited and nervous, just like Miho had been. Everyone back home is talking about you, Jamin told him as they walked through the station halls. You are famous on Earth now. They are calling you the human who changed everything. I just gave a presentation about home. Miho said, I did not mean to change anything. But you did. Jamin smiled. My little sister wants to be a space explorer now. She says if you can survive in space, maybe she can too. As they walked, other students waved at Miho. Some asked for pictures with him. The next series students clicked happily when they saw him. The Vortani in their floating suits made cheerful beeping sounds. They treat you like a celebrity, Jamin observed. It feels weird, Miho said. I am still the same person. That afternoon, Professor Herricks called both humans to her office. On her desk were acceptance letters from universities across the galaxy. Every major school wants human students now, she said. They want to study your species. They want to learn from you. She handed Miho a special letter with golden writing. This one is from the Advanced Survival Institute on Kepler Prime. They want you to teach their students about living without technology. Teach them what? Miho asked, confused. How to breathe air. Exactly. Professor Herrick said seriously. Most species have forgotten how to survive without machines. You could teach them skills that might save their lives someday. Jamin got similar offers. Schools wanted him to study medicine, engineering, and planetary science. All because he was human. I do not understand, Jamin said. We are not special. We are just people from Earth. That is exactly what makes you special. Professor Herricks explained. You think surviving is normal. Everyone else thinks it is impossible. 3 months later, Miho stood on the observation deck of the space station. Earth looked the same as always through the big windows. Small, blue, and peaceful. But now he saw it differently. Yeth joined him at the window. His feathers were bright yellow, the color of happiness. Are you excited to go home next week? Yeth asked. Yes, Miho said, but it will be strange. I will see everything with new eyes now. How do you mean? Miho pointed at Earth. I used to think my planet was ordinary, just rocks and water and air. Now I know it is one of the most dangerous places in the galaxy, and my family live there like it is nothing special. Your family is special, Yeth said. All humans are. You just never knew it before. What will happen now? Miho asked, what will change your humans? Yeth's feathers turned thoughtful blue. Everything will change. Your people will explore parts of the galaxy that we can only dream about. You will visit worlds that have been empty for thousands of years because no one could survive there. He paused and looked at Miho. But the biggest change might be how you see yourselves. You are not just humans from a small planet anymore. You are the survivors, the ones who can live anywhere. The next week, Miho packed his bag for the trip home. It was the same bag he had brought with him, but everything else was different. He was different. As his transport ship left the station, Miho looked out at the stars. Somewhere out, there were planets waiting to be explored. Dangerous, beautiful worlds that only humans could visit. His little sister, Su Min, would meet him at the spaceport. She probably had no idea that her big brother had become famous across the galaxy. To her, he would still just be Miho who helped with her homework and shared his snacks. But now Miho knew the truth. Every human who woke up on Earth each morning, breathed the wild air, and walked under the burning sun was doing something that most of the galaxy considered impossible. They were all heroes. They just did not know it yet.